Yeah.
All right. Ingrid, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Jye.
How'd you pull up after the run?
Yeah, it was very such an inspiring and amazing weekend that I felt really buzzed. Body was pretty tired, but got so much out of that weekend.
How far did you end up running?
I lost count really because we were sort of taking it in turns, and then we initially had like a well laid plan, but in the end it was sort of like, let's just jump in, and I think we were all just so happy to be part of it that kind of lost count, to be honest, by the Sunday.
I wasn't even going to do any running and then end up doing about 35. So
I feel like even the non-runners ended up doing like more than they've ever run before. So it
was just too good to just be a part of it, and
that's it. And you didn't want to miss anything either. So it was just we were all in it.
The biggest thing that I remember from the whole thing was that, and I wasn't there for it, was that video when she was walking backwards. Did you see it on a story?
Yeah, so I saw little parts of that, like when we were going up Fall Street, and it was that was obviously going to be a huge challenge at that stage of the run to get up that hill. I saw her there, and then I actually got my car and drove to the finish line and was getting ready to wait for her there, and then they were saying, she's walking slowly, blah, blah. So then we ended up going up to go and see her there, and just could not believe my eyes from how literally exhausted she was from the top of the hill to like that adrenaline surge when we get to the bottom, and like the more people come. And I'll never forget going past the beaches and just the crowd of people just erupting, and then Natalia just saying, all right, I'm going to jog. And like just from seeing her with her eyes closed to jogging to the finish, there wasn't a dry eye there.
So everyone at the beaches would have known.
Everybody seemed to know, like everyone on the street, and it was just like people just converging over the hill. It was something of a movie. Like,
why was she walking backwards?
Just to like alternate the muscles, because those muscles were just gone. So just to put like different load on those muscles, and it seemed to help.
Was she walking down the hill or up the hill for that?
When we were going up Fall Street, she was going up the hill but up backwards just to
Yeah, right. Yeah. There's so many little things about like, I guess I wasn't probably expecting all the little like tape between the toes and all the little things, like so many little 1%ers go into it to make it like achievable, I guess.
That's it. And I have heard before, like in ultras, like if you just address the little things before they become big things, So like a little blister might not seem like much, but if you let that go for another 10Ks, that could become a big thing, So yeah.
What's the longest you've ran?
100K.
You've done 100?
Yeah.
Was that in a race?
So that was the Blue Mountains, the UTA, a couple of years ago now. I just wanted to see if I could do it, and I felt like by the time I got to it, I thought there's nothing going to stop me other than injury. Like I'm mentally going to do this, and I just wanted to know that I could do that.
Did you get like do you get a team and do all that same, like, Nat was stopping, I think it was every 10Ks, and they were doing like like they're rubbing the legs out, changing the tapes, changing shoes. Did you get all that in the race or not?
I didn't, but like a lot of people, I did have someone dedicated who was willing to do all that, but because I'd never done one before, I didn't know what I needed. Like he at the beginning was saying, what do you need? And I wasn't really sure. So I had bags set up for like if I wanted a change of clothes or things like that. But at the end of the day in the race, I was just keen to like just kind of keep going and not stop, because I thought if I stopped, maybe I wouldn't go again. So I actually didn't do that. But you'll see the elites will have they'll have it down. Like they'll have an in and out aid station where there's somebody filling the bottles, everyone's got a role. And I was fortunate enough to crew this year for one of my friends, and it was a really fun experience. And she was so organised. We'd get to the place, we'd lay out a picnic blanket, we'd have everything in a set spot. So we'd have like gels, like the bottles, and we were so efficient. By the end of it, we were like such a well-oiled team.
Yeah. And like fuel would be the biggest killer, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you've just got to be able to keep eating and drinking.
Yeah. Because like the furthest I've ever ran was 48, and I thought I was feeling good, but I feel like I just hit a wall, and I just couldn't go any further. Like my body just gave up, and like I just kept thinking to myself, I knew Nat was going to do it. I had no doubts, but I was just like, what happens if you get to that point where you've never been to like, I think she ran 60. And then like, what happens when she gets to 80, 90, 100, 110? and if something like that happens. But I think just they were all over it.
Yeah, her crew were absolutely phenomenal. Like she really had the best in Mark and Matt. They just did everything perfectly. I think they really made it as well. So yeah, kudos to them. That was really well organised, and they knew what she needed. They knew how she needed it, and yeah, they were all over that. I was, when her stomach was getting sore, I was getting worried because I was like, oh, she needs to be able to keep getting it in, and like, you know, she did that. She managed to get that slushy in, and then from then, yeah, she was able to have that like fluid and energy to keep going. So.
Yeah. When you done your 100, like, were you aware of like fuel being that important and all that?
Yeah, I was. And I know for me, I find just like little bits at a time is better than like getting to an aid station and like doing a big lot at once. So I was like, I always had snakes and pretty much always had one in my mouth.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Just constantly trying to, just grazing?
Yeah, just drip feeding it in. Yeah.
Did you have any like doubts along the way? Like,
yeah. And like, it just felt like, it felt like 20 Ks to go. I was like, 20 Ks to go, you know, but yeah. But also knew that I was going to, like, I thought, I've got this. Yeah.
What makes you want to keep pushing through that?
Yeah, that's, I think I love running. That's one of the main things. I've always been really hyperactive, and I tend to sort of thrive on chaotic sort of environments, and running's like a really good way to balance that. And I think that it just suits me to have that balance in my life, because otherwise I'd probably be just too chaotic, and then I can channel this energy into running and having a purpose and having goals and just the journey. And I just really enjoy the feeling of it, the freedom, mental clarity that comes with like going for a long run, and the achievement at the end, but sharing it with other people as well. That's what makes me keep coming back.
Can you tell me what it's like having that? You're essentially just challenging yourself.
Yeah.
So like I've boxed all my life, and you're competing with someone else. So it's like when they give up, like I'm winning, or like if you're giving up, they're going to win. So it's like that you're against someone else. But with running, like I was watching that, it's just you against you. Your body's trying to give up. You're got to keep going. Like, what's that like when you're doing like a 100K race and you're having them like you're just battling yourself?
Yeah, that's it. And it's all just about like your mindset. It's just that positive self-talk. You've just got to keep on believing in yourself that you can do it. And I think that's the main thing. Like as soon as you start letting those doubts creep in, you can give yourself excuses and things like that. Whereas if you are just like really firm with your belief and why you want to do it and like all the lead up to it, I think that's what I think about as well. I think about like all those early morning wake ups and all that sort of sacrifice that yourself and your friends and family have made for you to be at that spot and get there. And that's what sort of keeps you driving forward.
What makes you want to do it? Why did you start running?
So I actually wasn't a very sporty kid. I was really, I was really young for my year. I was like sort of a year younger than everyone else. And obviously I was small, and so I wasn't very strong and I wasn't very coordinated and I wasn't that great at team sports, but always sort of enjoyed running. And then maybe in like year 5 or 6, you know, there's always that kid that's the all-rounder that's good at everything. I beat her in a running race, the girl that was like had won everything. And it was probably, I think that was like the first time that I was like, oh, you know, I'm a runner. It just gave me an identity, I think. And that's probably stuck with me since then, because even though I wasn't amazing, that's how I saw myself. And I think having that sort of sense of identity was really important to me in that sort of formative years growing up, and always sort of kept that and thought of myself as a runner and just got some success. And once you get that taste of success, you like enjoy it because you're good at it and can share it with other people that are like-minded. I feel like runners in general are just great people that you can sort of share common interests with. And you can just develop a great community with other runners. And that's sort of what's kept me in the sport for so long, is like that community feeling, that sense of belonging that you get.
I didn't realise it was such a community to just recently. Like all the runners know each other.
Yeah. And it gives you a sort of certain confidence. So I've moved around a little bit with my husband's work, and I've never been worried about moving into a new place because I always just know if I find other runners I'm going to be fine. You know,
yeah. So you've started, or I guess you found the identity of running, and then when did you first go on your first like marathon or your first race?
Yeah, so I remember I was about 11 on the Central Coast. There was this race it's now called the Beta Bay, but it used to be Beta Breakers, and so you used to start at Gosford and go to Terrigal and finish at the beach, and that seemed like the longest way, like longest ever. It was 11 kilometres, and and it was just such a buzz, just all these people together on the start line having the same goal, and just seeing that ocean at the end. That was it. I was hooked. And and I think at the time I got some sort of like an age group category or something like that. So that gives you that dopamine hit of, like the achievement and award and everything. So makes you want to keep competing. And so that was my first fun run. And then I started just doing like all the fun runs, like the Sydney morning half marathon. Yeah. I didn't do a marathon until I was in uni. I think it was my first year of uni, and that was tough. It was a Sydney marathon. It was the Olympic course of the Sydney marathon. So you followed this blue line, and I remember being pretty broken at the end of it.
Were you more focused on distance or like a quicker time?
At the beginning, it was all about the distance. It was just.
Yeah.
And it was only after doing that a few times that you think, oh, now I've got the distance. Now I want to get the time down. Yeah.
And were you just constantly chasing, like, so you done your 11, then you done the half, and then were you like, marathon, and then when did you start really pushing into the ultras?
There's a race called the 6 Foot Track in the Blue Mountains, and that was a big race. When I was growing up on the Central Coast, all the older runners in the club would just talk about it like this was like the race. There wasn't as many races back then, so it was like one of the big ones on the calendar, and it's really challenging. You've got to cross a river, the elevation is just crazy, and the hills are sort of in the first half of the race, so there's a lot of potential for you to like just spend all your bickies and then just be cooked like if you go out too hard. So it's a bit of a strategy type of a course, and so that was something I always wanted to do. So so I did that, and now I've done it 5 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's a pretty addictive race. And that's like 45 Ks, but it's a really tough 45 K.
You'd be walking bits of that.
Absolutely having to hike up a lot of those climbs. It's a really cool race.
Is that the one in Kosciuszko, or did you say Blue Mountains?
No, Blue Mountains. Starts at Katoomba, and it used to end at the Jenolan Caves. So that was cool. So people would sit out on the balcony, the spectators watching, and they'd like ring the cowbells, and the last kilometres sort of like down a zigzag hill, so they'd see you coming, and just it was like this amazing reception into the finish line.
Have you done the one in Kosciuszko?
No, I haven't done that one, and I've heard so many good stories about it, even though they've had like every year some sort of crazy weather event. So
really?
The first year it snowed, and then I think they had like lightning storms and had to actually stop the race for a couple of hours because of the lightning strikes. So it's definitely had a lot of adventure around it. So that would be good fun to do one time.
Is it a newer race?
Yeah, so I think maybe this might be the 4th year this year.
Oh, it's that new. Okay. Yeah, right. Do you, when you like, for them longer ones, do you got to qualify?
Yeah, so a lot of them now, especially with the increase in popularity in running, a lot of them now will say, you've got to hit these qualifying times, which is probably a good safety thing too. Like, and also just makes it that little bit more exciting to get into it. It's I've really worked hard for this to get there. So
you'd have to get a time in another race, like you would have to be sub something on a marathon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and they're generally fairly generous, but it just means that it shows the organisers that you have done the training and you will be able to finish it. You know? Yeah.
When you're going into a 100K race or just run even, how many kilometres are you doing a week leading into that?
Yeah, so that it takes a few years, I think, to build up. I for a long time I was sitting around 70 to 80 kilometres a week, and then probably in the last 5 years I've sort of bumped that up to around 100, and now like I'll max out around 120, 130 for a bigger bigger, longer event now, which is
That's
pretty.
heaps.
It seems like a lot, doesn't it? But compared to like a lot of ultra runners, it's not much. Like some people, there's people that are pushing like over 200.
What?
So it's all relative to your sort of experience and what your individual body can handle. I think everyone's sort of got their limit, and
I feel like that's high.
it does seem high, but I think like the more years that you do at that level, and then you just can gradually increase it up. And some people just can handle more volume than others. It's just the way it is. But
how do you find the time to do that?
Yeah, that's the tricky juggle. Yeah, you do a lot of double runs. I think if you do like longer warm ups and cool downs, then that can add some Ks. And then I found doing the double runs when you can,
like 2 in a day.
Yeah, it means that you probably can't every day go out and do 20 Ks, but you can do 10K in the morning, 10K in the afternoon, like safely.
Is it better for you training to split them up too?
It depends. Like you got to have like the goal inside. So if your goal is to have like better endurance, you want to still be doing some like just continuous runs. But if your goal is to like build your mileage up, then I think that's a nice way to do it without getting injured.
Because after Nat's run, I felt like I had this epiphany where I was like, if someone said go run 35, like I know I'd be able to push through it and I'd probably be fucked for a week and not be able to walk. But because I'd done it over I think I'd done 10, maybe like a 6, and because I was doing little bits with it like over the whole 24 hours, I wasn't even sore the next day. I'm like, maybe that's the trick, is like breaking them up.
Yeah. And that's essentially what a double run is, right?
Yeah.
Like you break it up, you do 10K in the morning, you have like you have fuel through the day, you have a lunch, and then you've got the energy again to go later.
So you're still getting them Ks in, but it's just not.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I was getting the wear and tear of the back end that I would have.
Yeah, and what people find too is, just say you did go out and do the 35K straight, you might need 1 or 2, 3 days off after that. Whereas when you like you're saying you weren't even sore, so then you could do 20K, and then you can do 20K the next day too. Like you can just keep doing that and banking the case.
Like when you said 120 that you'd get up to.
Yeah.
I was chatting to Matt when he said he ran his 100K race. He was only doing 60, and he said the furthest he'd ever ran was, I think he said 20 Ks or something in one go. I remember I was thinking to myself, what? Like it just seemed so little.
Yeah, so I think that is one of the other things that's so cool about running, is that there's so many different ways to skin a cat, right? Like there's just there's so many different ways to train for a race. You can do lots of intense efforts, or you can do lots of long, steady efforts and build your strength. It's just, we're all such individuals in how we adapt to training, that that's the cool thing, is working out what's the best way that works for you. And I think and even on the elite side, that's what they're finding now. Like it's so fun to train as a group. You get a lot of motivation, and like you can push yourself harder when you're in the group training, but that somebody else's training won't ideally might not necessarily sit to you too. So there's a bit of that balance of like what's best for me today. Like have I had a 12-hour shift yesterday? So
it makes being a coach hard.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just having to just write new programs for everyone else.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any like races coming up? Or?
No, it's interesting. So I am thinking about doing 6-foot track. That's sort of on my mind as well. But that's the thing with it. You have to start training now.
Oh, really?
So because it's in March, and it always creeps up on you, because sort of between Christmas and New Year's is like when you should be really like putting your big Ks in. So
and then you want to like have food.
Yeah, and it's party time and
holidays.
holidays, and it's Christmas parties. So it's always a tough one. But then I've also like just recently been enjoying some of the faster stuff, like just getting my 5K time down, because I think I've always thought of myself as like the long distance runner, and always sort of said, no, I'm not a 5K runner. But there's no reason why you can't keep on improving. So if you put the training and you put your focus into it, then you should be able to keep improving. So that's, we'll see what happens. I'm enjoying both of them at the moment.
Is your focus more towards the faster time you think at the moment?
Yeah, so I think my main passion is to try and get the fastest marathon that I can. That's like that's my sort of dream.
Where are you at now?
So I did my best time last year. And so, yes, so we'll see. And to get faster, you have to get faster, right? So you have to break it down to shorter distances, getting faster over the shorter distances and then building it up. So, yeah, so that's where we're at.
Do you got a goal you want to get?
Not particularly time going, just to keep it getting better. That's what I want to do as long as I can.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, nice. I want to go in a race.
Yeah.
I haven't been in one.
What are you thinking? What
don't know.
sort of talking to you?
I feel like I definitely want to do 100 now after watching that. I don't know why. It just seems bizarre. Just the idea of like, let's go run 100 Ks and just push through pain and just this random challenge. I don't know. It just seems... I'm just really intrigued. I just want to see what that feeling feels like.
Yeah, I think I was the same. Like, you're just curious. Like, what's that going to feel like? Like, what am I going to do when it gets hard?
Because like I ran 48, but it was just like around Newcastle on a Saturday, like just by myself.
Yeah,
and I'd done like similar runs with mates, and we were just like it was just like 5 o'clock at night. And we're like, do you want to like go? And we just put it like, it was not planned or nothing, and we just go for like a 40K run. So I want to actually do an actual race where maybe like
you plan it and you like build up for it.
Like train for it properly and all that.
The journey of like a race is the best part, honestly. Like the race is obviously it's a really fun day and everything, but when you look back on it, it's actually like those hard training sessions where you've like pushed each other. Yeah. There's just so much bonding can happen in like a training session that's really hard.
The emotions.
Yeah, that's it.
I just can't believe. I remember like me and my mate, we were finishing like it was like a 45K loop, and we were on like the last 3Ks. We'd come back in like a spot where we knew we were running, and the emotions, and we were like high-fiving each other, and we're like, we've done it, and it was like, I don't even know what we really, like we've went for, I think that's the weird thing is I'm like, we're just running, but I feel like I'm like conquering the world.
Exactly,
and the emotions that we'll get
the high you get from something like that.
It's wild.
We during COVID times, like when the Gold Coast Marathon got cancelled the week of, there was a whole group of us in the Gold Coast, and there was a few people that were trying to hit the sub 3 hours for the first time, and we did this 8 loop course. I think it was like 5Ks and 8 times loop, and there was a group of us, and I'd never met most of these people before, and it was that feeling at the end of it was just like we have done
lifelong
this together.
Friends,
Like, just the love you felt for everyone there that we'd made it. It was really cool.
What's a big like inspiration for you when you're running?
Just people doing their absolute best, putting everything into it. I love it. I actually get really excited for other people doing well as well. I think there's just so much to get inspired by with running. It is the journey really, like the journey that people take to get there. It's really cool.
I remember like me and Dad done base camp Everest, and I remember when we got up over this peak and we could see base camp Everest. So we're like, that's where it is. Like we've been walking for like 9 days or whatever it is, and it was more the thing that came to my mind was all the training we'd done at home, and I'm like, because like we turned it into like I brought it for Dad for his 50th, but we'll turn into this thing where like Monday, Wednesday, Friday we'll go walking together. So we had our backpacks. We didn't have Sherpas. We carried all our own stuff. So we put the same weight in, and we'd be walking up around the hill like around our house, and it was more like looking back at all this journey that we built up to get to this point. I was like, I don't know, that felt better than getting to the thing.
Yeah, for sure. And what an amazing present, by the way. That's a really nice gift.
I'm all for experiences over presents.
Yeah, that would have been absolutely incredible. I did the Annapurna circuit when I was 17.
Really?
Yeah, so it was a while ago now, but I'll never forget it. That was really fun.
How long is that?
Sometimes. I think in the guide it said it took 21 days, but we did it quicker. I think we might have done it in 17 days. Yeah.
We done the same thing. Then Dad got altitude sickness.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're probably just we had to get helicoptered out. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if we completed the whole thing because you meant to walk back, but I was like, I'll take the lift. I'll take the lift back. We got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to see.
Did you have any of that?
No, there was a Canadian couple that were there that were the guy was actually fairly ill, but they ended up just having to stay a few extra days. So they were with us, and then they had to get delayed a few days because he had to recover from the sickness. Yeah. So that I found that pretty interesting too, how that affected people differently.
Like altitude is such a big thing. Like we've seen people like getting carried down, and like fit people that you'd think, oh, they're going to be sweet. And it's just the altitude just got them.
Yeah.
Have you travelled a lot?
Not so much in altitude stuff, but I've travelled a lot in Asia. We tend to, when I was more in my 20s, we did a lot of backpacking through Asia, and
How good.
Yeah.
Have you done any marathons or events internationally?
Yes, I did the New York Marathon in
you did?
2018. Yes, that was like probably one of the best days of my whole life. Like,
that's a bucket list moment.
Yeah. Really fun. Yeah, if you get the chance to do that, it's really amazing. Yeah.
Can anyone just go in that, or do you got to?
No, I think you do have to go into a ballot. Yeah.
Because they'll just get too many people on to do it.
The whole city shuts down. It's it's really something I'm so glad I got to experience.
What was that like, just being a part of it?
So I was really fortunate because I won it as a prize. So we got my husband and I got flown over, and we got like bussed to the start line, which normally apparently getting to the start is pretty epic as well. You have to get a ferry across to where the start is. So we were sort of treated like VIPs, which it was just an out of this world experience. And then so the actual race was I think that's a race that I just felt like the Ks just flew by. Like,
really?
It was almost like, I think the last 2 Ks I remember it was hard through Central Park, but up until then I just felt like it was one big party. There was just like music, people cheering, and it was a big surprise actually because I hadn't run a marathon for about 10 years, and so I didn't have any sort of gauge of like what time I was going to run or anything. And I finished it in 3 hours and 23 seconds, which surprised everyone. I think it surprised my husband and my running club. Like, I don't think anyone expected me to
Was that
do
a PB for you?
Yeah, huge, like by about 20 minutes or something. So yeah.
What?
Yeah, but it was just the energy. Like I don't feel like you could have slowed down even if you wanted to, because there was just people just going bananas, cheering, dancing. Yeah, it was something else.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What prize did you win? Was it a raffle?
It was. I think it was just from New Balance, and it was like, just tell us in 25 words or less, like why you want to run it. And I honestly can't remember what I wrote. I don't even know if they read it, but maybe it was just a random pick. But it was that sort of really changed, because up until then, I said like I identified as a runner, like I thought of myself as a runner, but I was just entering races for fun. And then after that run, I just like went all in on running, got pretty obsessed and started training pretty hard. And yeah.
Yeah, wow. For that run, did you track your heart rate?
No, I didn't.
I'd love to know if it was like more elevated from the side, the adrenaline and happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, do you think you'll ever do like a 100-miler?
I think so, but I think like later on, maybe not 100 mile. I'll do another 100K. There's this one 100K called Surf Coast Century. Have you heard of that down on the Surf Coast? And apparently it's just absolutely beautiful, and it's a bit more runnable than the Blue Mountains UTA one, because the one that I did in the Blue Mountains was a lot of stairs. So it's like you are like just battling it out on the stairs a lot. Whereas I'd love to do one where you just can actually like keep running. As like, that would be good fun.
Sometimes with like going up and down hills and that to an advantage, because then you're using different muscles? Yeah,
probably to a certain extent, but it's also really taxing. Yeah. And you probably have to be a lot smarter about, conserving your energy a bit.
Well, I mean, like, in terms of taxing, like, if you were to do one of them races, what's that do to your health long term? Yeah,
that's a good question. We tend to push ourselves a bit to extreme with these ultra runs. But I think, a lot of the benefits you get from the training and like keeping active and things like that probably outweigh not doing exercise. So that's sort of my take on.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think like, need to be careful when it comes to like organ damage and things like that when you're out there for so long.
I remember when Ned Brockman just done that last event thing he done where it was like well, he was trying to go for the world record for 1,000 miles or something, and he's done 160 Ks every day for 10 days. And after watching Nat run 170 in one day, I'm like, imagine having to do that again, and then for 10 days straight. I'm like, surely that's got to really take some health off you.
Yeah. And I guess
that's skimming years off his life. I assume. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel a bit uneasy when it gets to the point where people are breaking down.
Have you seen any videos of it?
Of Ned's? No.
Like, there's footage where he comes out in the morning and like their
and his feet are all taped up and things like that.
And they're barely walking, like full cripple, and to think there's no way this person's going to go and do 160 Ks. Like he's walking to the start line. It looks like every step he's in that agonising pain. And then to think to go and do that run just seems
how
ridiculous.
Does he do it? I don't know.
Just doing the run when you're feeling good seems ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a big enough challenge to do that, right? To do that distance, right? Yeah.
I just don't. I think that's why I wanted to ask you too. Like I just don't get. I'm so intrigued with why people want to put themselves through that.
Yeah. I
don't know. Like, and I think to then just say I ran it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Is it a mind over body thing? Yeah.
Do you find you learn a lot about yourself doing these longer runs?
Yeah, you do. I think most people get out of it that they're stronger than they thought they were. That you can push yourself past a point of pain into when you get that runner's high or whatever. But yeah, I guess it's probably a blessing and a curse.
Do you ever look back at them and think, oh, I was actually going through something in my life and I didn't realise, or I solved something from that run or that training? Or do you find it like your events or your big training blocks ever correlate with something that's happening in your life?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people use running as like a way to like hold off like a spiraling depression or something like that, because it's something that does like just make you feel good naturally, and you can work through things when you've been out with your own thoughts for a long time. You can kind of organise your thoughts a little better than when you're in the thick of things in a situation. I definitely think it's running plays a big role in mental health. Yeah.
Because I went for a run with Carlos on Monday, and he was saying the same thing. He said if he's having like a shit day, it doesn't matter if in the middle of work. So I would go, even like his other employees, like, mate, go do 5Ks. He just like chucks on his shoes, just leaves, goes for a run, comes back, and he's good. Like he's so aware of just like to the point where it feels like any little wave up or down, like it's like, oh, it's going to start going down. I've got to go for a run just to get back on top of it.
Yeah. No. For sure. And I think that's also, that can be hard when you get injured as a runner, because you do rely so much on like running as like the way to cope.
Yeah.
And then if you can't run, then what do you do?
Yeah. I couldn't imagine what that feels like.
Yeah.
Like I just went through a big running block, and I'm not a runner, but I went through a big running block, and I got to like, I think I might have been on 70 Ks a week, and every Saturday was 30. And I was feeling really good, and I was probably like 9 weeks into just this consistent. I wasn't trying to go up anymore. I was just happy with where I was at. Rolled my ankle on the 30K, but I was like 2Ks in. And I was like, the next few, because I've had surgery in my ankle. So I was like, the next kind of 2Ks, I was really hesitant, going, oh, it's all right. Finished the run. Then the next 3 days I was on crutches. I think that was probably 9 months ago. So when I done the run with Nat, I was like, this is the first time I've ran since then. And I remember how much it got me down. And like, I mean, running's just like I just feel good for it. It's not like a big priority, or I had no goals with it, so I couldn't imagine like being a runner, training for stuff and having that taken away from you.
Yeah. So I think, and like having an injury will teach you a lot as well. Like I had an injury in 2020 and I had to have 12 weeks off altogether. And so that was like the longest I've had to have off. And I definitely went through some like low points in that part. But then I think, and it sounds funny now, but I'm actually glad that it happened, because it does make you realise how being resilient is so important as well. Like, and then I had to really shift everything in terms of like nutrition, and like that's how I started going to the gym as well. And like now I actually really enjoy that as well as a part, and I know it's all to do with like making me more strong and robust in running. And so I mean, as much as it really sucked at the time, it was probably like a really good thing to happen.
So all your gym training is to like
everything is to
everything's
optimize
running.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Right. All your recovery saunas,
everything.
And all that. Right. Okay. When you're doing these big like I don't know big ultra races, how much are you preparing as well for your recovery after? Because like I went around to Nat's the day after she done hers and she couldn't move.
Yeah.
Like, are you also preparing for like your post run?
Yeah, so I will try not to like plan anything for like a good few weeks after like a big race. Like for the 100K, I don't think I ran I think I was running like maybe 2 weeks after that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have 2 weeks off?
Yeah, not completely off because, you know, I've got a lot of energy and I'm pretty hyperactive. So I would like swim and do the elliptical and like do other things. Mm-hmm. But yeah, try to just like let your muscles recover after something like that. It seems like these days recovery does seem a bit shorter, especially for marathon runners because of the new shoes. You get a bit more cushioning and protection and things like that. So a lot of people are actually able to run, but probably in terms of like just like we were saying before with like your organs and everything, we probably do need a bit more recovery than we do take after a marathon.
Do you ever run in them barefoot shoes?
No, I've never done that.
No? I brought them and I remember just walking around, my calves, just different parts of my legs were just sore. I was like, wow, this is incredible. I know people are starting to run in them. I couldn't imagine doing that.
Yeah, so with the new shoes now, it's like the foam's more cushioned, but it also like it's so bouncy and fun to run in. It's like it seems strange now that what we used to run in, like no wonder we were so sore afterwards.
What shoes do you wear?
I've been really loving the new Puma race shoes.
They seem to be the ones.
They are fun to run in. Yeah.
Is it just a cushion or?
They have like the front of the shoe has a lot of I feel like it gives me a lot of bounce. So like you roll onto it and then it just springs you forward and you just feel amazing running in them. Like, yeah.
I noticed how many people had them and I was like, yeah, I've got to get some of these.
Yeah, it's really good fun.
Yeah, I feel like because I think Ned he's sponsored by them or whatever, and I feel like I remember chatting to a few people. Like, I got them because Ned brought them. I brought because Ned has them and stuff. And I was like, are they good or is it just because like that brand's getting pushed out there? But everyone seems to love them.
Yeah, I think like super shoes really changed like the running. Like a lot of people got a lot quicker since they came out. And first of all, it was just Nike, you know, with the Alpha Flies and the Vapor Flies. But now like a lot of the brands have caught up. And so there's quite a few different brands of good running shoes. And it probably just depends on your foot and your body composition, which one will suit you best. But I've been really enjoying these ones.
Yeah. I've got a real wide foot and I started wearing the barefoot shoes just daily and then my feet got wider.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm running in like I think they're called Ultra. I think they're more like a trail boot.
Yeah.
Just because they're wide, they're probably shit along the cement. But
yeah, no, I used to like running in Ultras too. I had some, but then they changed them and they weren't as good. Like the next model wasn't as good. But yeah.
They're probably the ones I'm running in. I need to get some Pumas. So it's really taken that much time off people's...
A huge amount.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't even consider doing a race without super shoes now.
Really?
Yeah.
That much?
Yeah.
So it's not just like how it feels, it's actually making them faster.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably both because you feel so good and then you like end up running faster in them. Yeah.
And do you find like your recovery is easy? Like you're not as sore?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. Like when I first started doing marathons, so I remember, you would like literally, I mean, I remember the first marathon I did, I had to be piggybacked like to like get home because I like actually couldn't cross the road and things like that. I was so sore.
Really?
And then, there was just no way you could run that week. And now people are like running the next day after a marathon. It's wild.
Yeah. Well, Nat was at the gym yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this a bit soon?
That's great to hear that she's back up and about. I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah. Well, she was up doing weights, but she's like, I called her afterwards and she's like, I didn't sweat. I wasn't sweating. I was just up there training. I got to get back into the weights and stuff.
Yeah. It's such a part of your routine too after a while that, That
just like that weekly structure.
Yeah.
And that routine. I know if I miss the gym a few days, I just don't feel myself.
That's it. Yeah.
It's crazy. Even just like the sauna, like just having a good sweat in the sauna.
Yeah. You feel so good when you've ticked everything off in a week.
Yeah. What's your weekly schedule looking like?
So I run with the Flyers, and we're pretty lucky because there's a few of us that meet a few times a week. So I feel like I've always got people to run with. On Tuesdays, we do like track stuff. So we try and do like speed stuff on Tuesdays. There's a morning and an afternoon. And because I just really like them both, I try and always go to
you go to both.
and go both. And then Wednesdays I'll do like if I'm in a marathon block, I'll do like a midweek like longer sort of run. So usually like between an hour and a half run, not super hard, just getting the Ks in for that day. Mm-hmm. And then Thursdays I've been doing like a sort of like a tempo, so not flat out speed but not slow, sort of just that pace that I could hold for about an hour or so, like a half marathon type of pace. Mm-hmm. And then Fridays is an easy day. We love Fridays because we just meet at Newey Beach and just go for like a 10K social chat, catch up on the week. It's just a nice way to start the weekend. And then they do like the batch brew at the kiosk, so you get the $2 coffee.
Hearing about this. What is
it? It's just like filter coffee, but they get different beans in each week, and they call it like batch brew Fridays. And then so it's like $2, and it's really tasty coffee. And like this time of year, we go for a swim as well at the end, so it's just amazing. And then Saturdays, I've been running with some of the girls in the Flyers, and we run on the Fernley track, and we'll do like I guess we call it sort of like a fartlek session. So we'll do 8 minutes, 4x1 minutes, and then 8 minutes sort of and various different paces depending what race we've got coming up. And so generally it's about like 16-ish Ks of pretty good work. And then Sundays is our long run that we run from Merriweather for like anywhere between 2 and 3 hours depending on what's coming up.
And then you have Mondays off.
Mondays are like I'll jog, but just jog.
So you run every day?
Yeah, I do like running every day, yeah. And
you don't have any days off?
No.
And that helps?
Like everybody is different. Some people like to have a whole day off, but I just like to, I think it's like we were saying before with the mental health, like I just like to like have that jog in my day, like at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny hearing mental health, like you're always smiling.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you not smile.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's because you're running every day.
Yeah. I work in emergency, so I feel like it's nice to have that like unwind, and I feel like when I'm running, that's when I can just kind of like let the day go. Like
yeah. So with all your runs, you just said it's more you're talking about time for the run, not kilometres and distance.
Yeah. So so when we're on the track, we'll tend to talk about it in distance. So we'll do maybe like 800 meter reps or K reps or 1200 meters. So it's more like distance on the track. But when we're doing it on the Fernley track, for some reason it's better to do it in minutes.
So just going like today's focus is the time. It doesn't matter how far or
that's right. Go. Yeah.
And what's the advantage of that?
I think like on the track, it's like it's a 400 meter track. So you go by distance because that's what you've got. You've got like this set part. Whereas when you're doing the fartlek type of interval training on the Fernley track, it's more about how your body feels and how you're covering the ground rather than the distance so much. Like you want to not cook yourself, so you have to pace yourself and that sort of thing. So it's less about the distance and more about covering the ground well and the feeling of like what you're trying to achieve out of the session.
And then are you comparing like, so if you do your run on, you're doing your long run on Sunday, you said.
Yeah.
So if you do your long run on Sunday and then like the Sunday before and you've done an hour and a half or 2 hours both ones, do you then go, but this week I done more Ks than last week, or you don't even look at the Ks?
Oh, I do look at the Ks, but it doesn't really matter. Like you just.
It's not the focus.
Yeah.
And you keep the same type of structure leading into big races and stuff?
Yeah, I do. So with the marathon, even if it's a marathon, I'll still try and keep the speed stuff on the Tuesday because I think like the speed helps for any distance, like even ultras. Having a bit of speed in your legs is good.
And do you try to mix up with trails or hills and stuff?
Yeah, I do. All my easy runs, I do try and like go on the trails because I just like really love the scenery for one thing. I think it's like really nice. But it's also good for your body and it's good for keeping hills in is just like a good way to keep fit without like the pounding so much. Yeah.
I feel like time passes quicker.
Yeah.
Like I know, like I used to live out at Ornis Bay and if I was running around the lake to as soon as I got in a bush, when I was through the bush, it's just maybe all the trees going past and things are changing so much. You turn a corner and you can't see that. When like for ages you can just keep seeing the path in front of you. It feels a lot slower.
I agree. Yeah, sometimes a bit monotonous when you're like just on a bike path and it's all the same. But yeah, we're just so lucky here in Newey. Like we've just got so many awesome like places to run, and like there's nothing like running in Glenrock when you're like literally in the bush looking at the ocean. I mean, like that's pretty special.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the best places to run through there.
Yeah,
it's so nice.
Yeah, and even out at like the Watergans or something, like if you go there after it's just rained, it's just so pretty and like all the birds and stuff. It's incredible.
I've got to do a run up there. Nat's always talking about it. But
yeah, it's good fun. It's really fun in a group as well. That's another really fun like journey building one. Coming up to the UTA, there'll just be like all these cars parked at the servo, and you just know that everyone's training and like everyone's. Yeah, people you don't, strangers, you just wave to them, you know what they're doing. Like,
how many people go in that race?
In the
UTA?
in the 100, I don't know. There's a good number. It's really popular. It sells out.
Do they have a 160 as well?
Yeah, they do now. Yeah, it started last year. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Are
you thinking about that?
No, definitely not. After watching that, I want to do 100 for sure, but
yeah,
I've just been so intrigued with it since that run.
Yeah, well, it was incredible.
It was just a whirlwind of just watching. I think the thing too that shocked me is because we kept making the next checkpoint 10Ks apart. And by the time we'd get there set up, she'd run in, they'd do what they need to do, and then she would head off again. By the time we packed everything up, drove through traffic to get to the next point and then set up again, she was almost running back in. It was just like, we're going almost the same speed as I thought there was going to be so much downtime.
Yeah, there really wasn't much downtime, was there? Like we were like, and just like the constant communication about what we were up to and what we were doing and everything. The whole thing just
went heaps quick.
Went really quickly.
I was like leading into it, I was like, this is going to be the longest night. This is going to feel. I thought there's going to be. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was so. It just felt like it just flew by.
Yeah, I can't believe like that whole section. Like I just remember saying to Nat actually when we were running, I was like, oh, we're in the Central Coast, and like it just seemed so quickly that we ran from like wherever we were in Mount White to, and then next minute we're like there on the coast.
Because I drove down with Nat, and I remember just going. I was thinking to myself, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to get in the head. But I was like, this is fucked. Like this is
a long way
because we're driving to Sydney, and she's gonna run all the way back. I'm going. This is huge. Like that drive felt so long.
I know. Same with us because we had 5 of us in my little hatchback, and I was like, this is taking ages just to get out of Belmont. We were like,
I reckon it was the longest trip I've ever had to Sydney, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all of a sudden because did you meet at the 50K mark?
I think it was more like. Hang on. So yes, yeah. So she had been running for 5 hours. So yeah, it must have been 50K. Yeah.
Because I remember even thinking like a 50K run just feels that's huge. That's such a big achievement for so many people.
I couldn't believe her when she came in. She was buzzing,
fresh.
like just looked so good. Yeah. And yeah, it was like she just run 50K.
It was wild. Even like at 100, like I know like touching legs and that was sore and what they were doing, but she was just in just such high spirits. And she said to me the next day, she went, I feel like 100 wasn't a challenge for me. I got to there and I felt like, oh, that was easy. Like I needed the extra 60.
Yeah, that's so
like, wow.
interesting. Yeah. I mean, she really looked great. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Because I imagine like being at a finish line for a 100K race, people just waddling over and collapsing. And
there's people there's people at the UTA that were like all night out there and they were coming in the next morning, you know, like so. Yeah.
How long are most people doing the 100K? Like, what's a good time?
I think it varies. Like, it's really quick, the times now. I think, like, I want to say, like, the men are doing it, like, really super quick, and even the women doing, like, under, like, they're doing around 11 hours or something like that.
11 hours?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Really?
That was for the Blue Mountains one. They're probably doing lots quicker for the flatter 100Ks. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. What's the altitude like in the Blue Mountains one?
Oh, I have to look it up again, but it was huge. Lots
11 hours?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's real, like, yeah.
How long do they got to do it in? Like, is there a cutoff? Like if you haven't done it in like 24 hours, you're done?
It'll be something like that, yeah.
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 Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and it's really inspiring seeing the people that have been out there all night too. Like that's a big, long time out there. I remember actually when it was a really surreal moment running along and seeing the sun just setting and just being like, oh, I've been out here since like sunrise to sunset out on the trails. Like it was so cool, and the colours in the Blue Mountains were stunning. Like, yeah, just the sunset over those ridges, like the colours were incredible.
Have you done from a sunset to a sunrise? Like
No. That's what I was worried about Nat's run a little bit because I was like, I've never run through the night before. But as it turned out, it was fine because we were just we were so excited and we had like so much adrenaline about doing it. But yeah.
I feel like I'd hallucinate or just reality would feel so weird. Like, I can't operate off no sleep, let alone trying to be running at the same time. I think that was the hardest thing for me was just no sleep.
Yeah. It was a weird feeling. I remember we had a stop at McDonald's and at Swansea and just like going in and buying a coffee and all the other people were just starting their day and you're like, we've actually like just been like up all night running.
Yeah. I want to know what she thinks when they dressed up in them suits. Because I think that was just at 100 Ks for it too.
That was so funny.
Were you running in with her then?
No, I was actually at the van and they just came out in their costumes. It even surprised us. We weren't expecting it either.
Yeah. Oh,
but yeah, I got to see her reaction and everything, so that was funny. Yeah.
Because it's really common for a lot of people to hallucinate on the long runs, isn't it?
Yeah, those really long runs. Yeah, you hear some really wild stories like I remember there's this runner on the Central Coast, Melissa, and she did this really long run in WA and I think it goes for like over 200 Ks, like along the coast down there. And she had like this eagle flying overhead and she was talking to the eagle. Like they were having a full on, there or not? There was an eagle and she was like having a full on conversation with it. And I've heard of other people seeing like leopards in trees and like all sorts of stuff. Yeah. It can be a bit dangerous because people can get themselves really lost if they're on their own. And I think that's another good reason to have pacers because when your sugar's a bit low and your mental state might not be as sharp as.
Have you had anything like that?
No, I've never hallucinated. I thought I might. People warned me that I might in the 100K, but I didn't have any hallucinations. I remember a few things like I was really irrational going up this staircase. I got angry with the guy in front of me and I was like, why is this taking so long? And he was like, excuse me? And I was like, oh, sorry. It's just like I'm just a bit tired and grumpy, and then I'd have some more food and then get over that part. And but
did you have any breakdowns or tears or anything like that?
No, I thought I was having a hallucination because I didn't know that my husband and my kids I didn't know they were coming, and I think it was around 70 Ks. I was coming up this climb and I looked up the hill and I was like, that looks like my daughter Annabelle, and I thought I was having a hallucination and they had actually come to surprise me. Yeah, but I remember seeing them and thinking, oh, I could just actually like pull out now because they could take me home. And then my husband was like, keep going.
Was it a real emotional?
That was pretty emotional. That was really special to see them, and they gave me a big boost. Yeah. And then I wanted to finish because I was like, they've come to see me, I've got to finish this. I
remember how much it would just give Nat that different energy when like another friend would rock up or she would like. It got me so much when Jazz was reading out the. Were you there?
Yeah, she's reading out the special messages from people.
I played her a video and stuff, and she was just crying. And I'm not an emotional person; I don't really cry or anything. And that nearly got me. I was sitting there just going like, "Oh no, this is wild." Yeah,
that was it was really great having all those people in her life, and I was so impressed and so touched by her because just like the actual community that she's created around her, and just like so many people that were supporting her and like supporting the cause and everything, and just that really touched me, and I think that's what made me most emotional about the whole event.
Yeah, it is a community. Running's a community.
It's an absolute community. Yeah.
It's I'll just never forget her run across the finish line. I think because the day before she's like, Jye, what do you think about this song? And she was playing it in the car, the Katy Perry song that she came running into, and I was like, yeah, it's great. And she's showing me the lyrics, and she's going, I feel like this just really sums up this.
It does. It was absolutely amazing.
And then it was like 24 hours later, and I was standing at the finish line on the camera, and then the song come on, and I was like, it just felt like such a weird thing because I was like, now she's coming into the song. I was like, oh, this is it. This is what she was like anticipating.
It's coming into reality. What she'd planned. Oh, that's amazing.
So weird.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so cool to see.
Yeah. we were, yeah, it was just, yeah, I'll just never forget her breaking into that jog.
Breaking into what?
Into the jog at the bottom, and then just like getting there and just, yeah.
Where did she start from? From the beaches and went back?
Yeah, so like when we got to the bottom of the hill, she just started jogging. And again, it was just like, where did that come from? Like, you know, it was just like.
It's crazy how many times that happened too. Yeah. Like I remember I was like, it was there's a long stretch through Fernley and it's just like a slow uphill. And I met at the bottom of it and I was like, surely she's going to walk that because she was just walking through a little bit near Belmont. And then I'm like, oh, so I've got my camera. I'm ready to like walk that stretch with her. I don't know what happened. She just starts running the whole thing. I was like, fuck, I didn't want to run this.
I didn't have time for this.
And she read the whole thing. I was like, what's going on? Like, crazy mind strength.
Yeah, it'll be awesome to hear you have another chat with her when she's had time to like.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah.
Even the doco, I've got some heaps good. I don't know why, but you kept saying heaps good stuff on when we were filming.
That was funny because like I've never done anything like this before, and like you're just trying to motivate. And sometimes I'd say something and be like, oh, was that the wrong thing to say? And then quickly try and say something else. But
when you're running, like, what do you want to hear?
Yeah, I think just positive, like just everything. Yeah, a lot of positive self-talk. I think naturally we all have our own doubts, and so as soon as that starts to creep up, you just don't want to let that take over. I just want to bring it back down to ground. It's funny. At the end of a race, you don't even have a lot of energy to formulate much thoughts, I find. And I just have like a mantra at the end of the last marathon where I did a PB. I remember I was just saying, keep it together, keep it together. That's what I just kept on saying to myself. No, like while I was like trying to finish in the last couple of Ks, it was just like.
And you just repeating that in your head.
I was just saying that over and over because I just thought if I let this go, I could just not finish, but just keep it together. I think the mantras are really cool. Ages ago in uni, we did this thing where you said like 3 things. We're talking about how mantras could help in sport, and people were having trouble coming up with it. So the lecturer said, think of your favorite animal and say like 3 things that would describe your favorite animal. And before she told us that this was going to be like a mantra for sport, and it was funny, like because a lot of people were saying that about their dogs, and they were like dumb, loyal, and stuff like that. So sometimes it didn't work, but it was funny because just like it just happened to work for mine because I was thinking about like a panther, and I was like black, fast, and feline, which doesn't make any sense to anyone. But then the next race I did, I'm like black, fast, feline, and it kind of worked. You just like have this like these because by the end of the race you're not thinking that much. But having like just a few little things like that can help.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you ever play scenarios in your head?
I think I try. Like if it's a real race that's really important to me that I've been thinking about a lot, I would spend some time visualizing the finish and like how I like want to feel coming into the finish line, or obviously like in your head you probably look better than what you are in reality, but you try and have that image of like coming in strong, or and so I think that does help. Like when you're really struggling, you just like try and come back to that image of like going through the finish area and picturing that finish line. And like great. And the most fun about, I've said before, like the most fun with the marathon too is like the afterwards, like during the race, like might not be as fun, but afterwards, like just to look back and think what you've been through that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for
Thanks so
doing
much.
this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers.